Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Scary Stories. Tonight, we're going to be reading a story written by our user, Mr. Killjoy. This story is titled The Halloween Mask That Wouldn't Come Off. And without further ado, let's begin. As the day of Halloween arrived, I still didn't have an idea. So I decided to head to the local St. Vinny's for a costume at the last minute. It was an old building that looked like it hadn't been cleaned in decades, and the locals avoided it like the plague. When we got home, I ripped it off in disgust, expecting to see my face white and shiny from all the perspiration underneath. What I saw instead would haunt my nightmares for years to come. He prescribed me some steroid cream and pills and sent me on my way. I was miserable. My face was swollen and peeling. Who said he was stumped and suggested I see a dermatologist. They took a sample of the affected skin and told me I'd have the results in a few days. On the third day, I got a call from the dermatologist saying she'd gotten the test results back. Apparently, I'd developed a severe allergic reaction to the dyes used in the mask. She explained that the longer I waited to treat the reaction, the worse it became. Now the only option was to prescribe me a powerful topical steroid to hopefully bring down the inflammation. I wear a cheap plastic mask and go out with my new friends. As the night winds down, I remove the mask and go to clean my face. To my horror, the burn marks have returned. We need to do a skin graft. They stitched up the rest of it and sent me to recovery. I woke up in excruciating pain. The anesthesiologist had forgotten to give me any painkillers before I lost consciousness. The skin on your face has literally fused with the dermis. Hours later, when the effects wore off, the pain came rushing back. I screamed for a nurse and demanded more medication. Patches of healthy skin surrounded dark, angry red welts. The skin grafts wouldn't take. At first, he was reluctant, but eventually agreed to try it. Under anesthesia, he scraped away the damaged outer layer of my skin until he reached the pink flesh underneath. He then applied some salve and bandaged up my wounds. The doctors had no answers. There are still a few scars, but most people don't notice unless they're looking for them. I don't remember why I chose this story, but I hope you enjoyed it. That was The Halloween Mask That Wouldn't Come Off by Mr. Killjoy. And if you liked this story, be sure to check out more stories like it. Just click on one of the two links on the screen right now. No one came. He had a reputation for making house calls in the middle of the night just to check on his patients and then berating them for being in pain. The next morning, I awoke to find that the pain had disappeared. Someone had come and given me more painkillers. I looked in the mirror and was amazed. New skin had already begun to form over my face. It looked like a light dusting of powdered sugar. He actually enjoyed inflicting suffering. I was left alone in pain for what felt like hours. Eventually, the nurse returned to check on me. "Why isn't anyone coming?" I asked weakly. "You signed a waiver that said we're not allowed to give you any more pain medication," she replied coldly. "If you want some, you'll have to ask Dr. Smith personally." Finally, the doctor on call came in and said, "You've had enough pain medication for one day." The main character, Dr. Gregory House, had once suffered from a similar condition. On the show, a team of doctors helped him by removing the top layer of his skin, allowing his epidermis to grow anew. Was this something I should ask for? If you complain one more time, I'll take away your privileges. I shut up, gritted my teeth, and waited for the pain to subside. The next thing I knew, I was wheeled into surgery. Meanwhile, I looked like a freak of nature. My friends were shocked when they saw me. I immediately apply lotion and head to the emergency room. After examining me, the doctor says, "I've never seen anything like this before. You should see a plastic surgeon." He sends me on my way with a prescription for painkillers. They thought I'd gotten a botched plastic surgery job. By this point, I was desperate for some relief. I could barely look at myself in the mirror. All I could do was wait it out, hoping it would soon return to normal. I called the dermatologist and begged her to find something else. She prescribed me an oral steroid, which finally began to reduce the swelling. I looked like a baby again, only my skin was darker because of the tan I'd gotten under the mask. In the end, I suffered burns, blisters, and peeling skin, all because of a stupid Halloween mask. It took a month, but the burning stopped and the redness gradually faded, leaving behind only dry, peeling skin. But to me, it was like a second home. I loved to browse through its aisles. You're not going to want to put this on your face. It's meant for the bottoms of feet, and it's incredibly strong. I had no choice. I applied the cream as directed, but it did little more than dull the burning sensation. It all started when I was in high school, around 2004 or so. My friends and I were going out trick-or-treating, but this time it wasn't with kids or costumes. We were looking for alcohol, and we sure found some. When my friends asked what I wanted to go as that year, I replied, "I don't know yet." So I planned to take it off after an hour or so and put on something less obnoxious. Meanwhile, I went out drinking with my friends, and we proceeded to hit every bar in town. As I rounded the corner into the Halloween decorations aisle, there it was, the perfect costume. A scary mask of a man with a wide smile and buck teeth staring directly at me. It was made of some kind of rubbery latex and looked like it had come straight from a slasher flick. I tried it on, and it fit like a glove. I was stoked. The skin on my face felt tight and painful, like I'd gotten a bad sunburn. I tried putting on lotion and using cold compresses, but nothing seemed to help. My face felt like it was on fire. Now, if you've ever worn a latex mask before, you know they get pretty hot and uncomfortable. By the end of the night, I was completely drunk and surprised that the mask hadn't melted off my face from all the sweat. My entire face was red and covered in what looked like angry welts. My mom called our family doctor, who said it probably just an allergic reaction. 5 days passed, and my face still looked like I'd been burned with a hot iron. I returned to the doctor, at the dermatologist's office. On the bright side, I'd soon learn what was causing this bizarre reaction. But when I got the prescription filled at the pharmacy, the pharmacist said 2 weeks passed and my face was still a mess. I couldn't take it anymore. By then, my entire epidermis was gone and had to regrow itself from the dermis. Fast forward 2 years. It's Halloween night again. I'm older now and hopefully wiser. This time I'm prepared. I return to the dermatologist, who refers me to the nearest plastic surgeon. He examines my face and says, "Under anesthesia." The doctors removed the dead skin from my face and grafted new skin onto the peeled areas. After 4 hours, the nurse finally gave me some morphine. The next morning, I woke up and the pain was gone. I looked in the mirror and was horrified. My face looked like a patchwork quilt. Over the next week, my condition worsened. I developed a nasty infection. My face became discolored and began to peel. I felt hopeless. One night, I was watching TV and saw an episode of House. The next day, I spoke with my doctor about this experimental treatment. When I awoke, the pain was even worse than before. My entire body felt like it was on fire. I cried out in agony. Dr. Smith was a jerk. Hours passed, and I slowly drifted off to sleep, begging God to just end it all. Over the next week, the new skin grew and my face began to heal. Today, my face is 95% recovered. After the incident, I sold my house and moved away. And with that being said, I've been your host, and I'll see you next time on Scary Stories. Thanks for watching.